Hi, my name's Danielle. This is Shopping with the Devil. It's my second video, and this video is going to be kind of about like my history with being frugal. A big part of it comes from my mom, who she grew up with 12 kids in her family. They were really poor, and they had like their different things in their house wouldn't work. One of them was their bathtub. It would only drip a little bit of water at a time, and to fill the tub, it took a long time. So once they got the tub filled, they would have all 12 kids use that bath water. Another thing my mom would do is they would scrape the peanut butter jar, get all of it out that they could. She would do hand-me-downs from her family, thrift store. She would sew her clothes. And a lot of those ideas and thoughts passed down to me as I was growing up. We had 6 kids in our family. And just her outlook is just very, have gratitude for what you have, use what you have, and and so that just kind of has been inspiration for me. And other people that inspire me is just like learning about the Great Depression and how people survived then, and then like learning about people in other countries. That helps me just see that there's other ways of living and surviving than just the typical like American dream. That there's American dream, I guess there's a lot of ideas about that, but yeah, there's tons of different ways that we can live and survive, and there's not just like one way that is right for everyone. And I think it's good, like if you're really struggling financially, to try to put yourself, think outside the box of like, okay, how can I still survive with the circumstances that I'm in, and looking to these other people like Great Depression and people in other countries, like that can help us just have more inspiration of ways that we can live. I'm a big advocate for like living below your means, and if you live below your means, then when something happens and you legit have to live below your means, then you'll already be like used to living that way. And then, so growing up, I actually did not have was not very poor growing up. But because my mom was, and she had that perspective, I think it still kind of instilled in me like a similar perspective. So part of me, I feel weird kind of talking about finances when I don't really understand like what it's like for some people. So I do recognize that, and I want to, understand better. But I did have one time in my life where I took out a college loan, and so I had to I felt like, I had a penny pinch and try to pay off the loan as fast as I could because I don't like debt. I try to, think outside the box of like, okay, how can I still survive and get by even though I have all this money I have to pay back. Ended up getting 2 side jobs while I was still going to school, and that was kind of like my way of handling it. There's tons of different ways that you could look at that situation, and so that was just like my one experience with that. And I know I'm a very much a minimalist because I think just because my mom was, and I've been to a couple of hoarders' homes, and it just makes me, every time I go, I'm like, I don't want stuff. I just like leave. Like if you want to become a minimalist, just go to a hoarder's home or watch hoarders on TV, and that might cure you of wanting stuff. So I don't understand why people want so much stuff nowadays, but and then just other things about me growing up, we had food storage, so I currently have food storage as well. Not as much as I'd want, but I think, you try to start with just a little bit, whatever you can. And another thing is I'm prepared to live off my bike if I have to. So I have a little tent and I have my bike and a couple of bags and some bungee cords, and I could just hook it all up to my bike, and I could go just camp out at places and survive off my bike. And it's a really big comfort to me just knowing that, like, I have the ability to do that. And yeah, so I think it's good to, like, have a plan, you know, what's the most bare minimal that you could live off of, and then, you know, try to practice that. Try to practice living in a very bare minimal life, and see what you can learn from it. So that's another good thing, and also, like, trying to explore, you know, how to eat really cheap food, you know, like rice and beans, potatoes. Try to, you know, find recipes that I like that don't use a lot of ingredients, and you know, just thinking about survival as far as food goes. Yeah, so those are just kind of like things from my life that kind of help shape how I think about finances and stuff. And yeah, I think that's kind of all I wanted to say in this video. I know it was kind of random, but yeah, thanks for watching this, and then I'll have some other videos coming up.